I'm going to be building out my portfolio website, and I'm going to make it look like a PS1 game. So to start this build off, I want to showcase some of the inspiration I had for this project. The first project being a portfolio website by Henry Heffernan. This is made with Threejs and the models in Blender, as well as a static Windows 98 desktop looking website. I thought this was incredible and a really skillful use of blending Threejs and a website, and it was awesome to find. The second thing was a Doom-inspired game, a retro game that has physics in it, and the physics was a big part of that wow factor in that game. And thirdly is some of the games I played growing up, Ep.1 being a really big influence, but also playing PS1 games like the M&M's game. I can't remember what it's called, but I played that a lot and got stuck on the levels a lot. And also, of course, Crash Bandicoot. And yeah, the graphic style of the PS1 is just very unique, and I don't think it's really been done in Threejs, so that's why I picked it. So before even starting, I did a lot of research on what exactly made up the PS1 graphics aesthetic. I read articles and YouTube's Blender tutorials, things like that. And that's when I came across this article, which is a guy trying to make his own PS1 game engine, if I remember correctly. And it mostly came down to having low poly models and textures, Polygon jittering, warped textures, and physics. Well, the physics is something I want to add to my own game, but these are the 4 points that I wanted to implement with Threejs. And so after seeing that, I started trying to figure out how to get it implemented inside of Threejs. So I've been looking around how to achieve affine texture mapping, and there's actually a forum post on the Threejs forums on someone asking like how can they achieve PS1 graphics. Towards the end, they post their shader, and they also link to this tutorial which I've gone through, and at the end it basically explains how to achieve the PS1 graphics look, as you can see here. So basically this is the result. So all we have to do is sort of divide the texture position, I believe it is, by W, which removes the perspective. So if there's no perspective, that's what happens to the texture at different angles. It just looks really, really weird, but that's what PS1 graphics did. So I'm going to try and achieve this now with Threejs in a shader. So after a lot of messing around, it took me a few hours to sort of understand how you could pass textures to shaders and stuff. But I think I've got it working. As you can see, as I look around, the texture is being warped. So that's good because it's missing out on the perspective. It is a bit much, so I'm not sure if it's too much or not. I have to see when I like make a full room, see if it's just too much, if it looks too weird. I may have to like maybe remove it or see how I can dampen it, because when you get close it does look really weird, but pretty happy with that for the moment. Next up is the vertical, well, not the vertical, the Polygon jittering. So yeah, I'm gonna figure out how to do that in Threejs now. So starting on the Polygon vertex jittering, I found this article here on gamedev.net where someone's again asking to simulate PS1 sort of graphics, and it seems like all you have to do is floor the vertex position and see how that goes. So yeah, they're sort of just building on it, but I'm gonna see if any of this can actually help, and see if I can implement it in Threejs. So in my vertex shader, I'm doing, as I said, flooring the vertex position and then using a jitter level as well to control it. So I've hooked it up to some lever controls just so I can change it on the fly, see how good or bad the jitter level is, and then just the mesh shader material, pass the uniforms, and yeah, so I've got this police car. So the jitter level is at 175, which is up close. It doesn't really, if I move slowly, it you can see the jittering. If I go far away, you can start seeing it a lot. If I boost it up, it sort of doesn't jitter as much, and then if I just lower down, it can get really crazy. So yeah, this is probably too much. It's just like way too wavy. I can do this for fun down to 5, and yeah, it just gives this really weird really weird effect. I think it's pretty cool, but yeah, I'm happy with that. The jitter level is really like one of the main points of the aesthetic, of the PS1 aesthetic. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And yeah, off to a good start. Affine texturing and Polygon jittering. Now I'm going to go follow the Threejs journey course on rapier physics, so I can start adding physics to this level. So yeah, let's see how that goes. So back at it, got the physics running. So using rapier library, I've added physics and some rigid bodies to some of this stuff. I've got a player controller working, so I can move around and jump. I can yeah, push stuff around, and it's also got like the texture, affine texture mapping, the jittering. So yeah, I think having a retro game with physics is I don't know, it's not really seen much, and I think it's quite cool. So what's left? I've got, you can add some debug, so you can see the colliders and stuff. It's pretty cool. One thing I wanted to show off was oh yeah, my little coffee cup. So in the player, in my player component, I have actually got a coffee mug. There we go. So I've got a little coffee mug. Can yeah, just walk around with the coffee, and yeah. So the FPS controller was tricky to implement. In the end, I found this Minecraft tutorial. I don't know if this is the correct one, but the original, I think someone did this for a video, didn't use rapier physics, but then someone just re-implemented it with rapier physics. And this was super useful because, yeah, it's got a player controller. So it manages all the physics for player controls, jumping, and then because it's Minecraft, it has an axe as well. So they've implemented a little axe, and that's what I used for the coffee cup. So I just wanted to shout this out because it was a really big help in getting the player controls working properly. And I'll leave it in the description. Go back to my post. We have got low poly models, low resolution textures. That'll be, up to me to find or do, but it's working for the moment. Polygon jittering, warped textures, jittering texture mapping. We've not done that because it looked bad, but we've got polygon jittering, warped textures, and physics. So that's a really good start to the project. And I think I'll leave it at that for today. I could do a full explanation video on how to achieve PS1 graphics, I think, in a separate video, a proper tutorial on how to do the jitter and the texture mapping. So I'll probably have that up later on if you want to achieve this as well. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this devlog. I will try and work as fast as I can on this project to get it out the door. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.